Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman. Welcome. As you can see, I'm just laying it all out for you to see. One reason is when I have had students literally tell me, there is no more racism, so why don't you get over it? Oh, you think that's racist? Oh, you're just making it up in your head. Oh, you think that Black people or people of color aren't correctly represented on TV? I see Black people in the city. I see them when I go to work. That's exactly how they are. How do you say you're racist without saying you are racist? Saying ignorant, awful, terrible, stereotypical things like that. And, well, you guys know my standards, and if you don't, well, I will try to remember to put them here. But off the top of my head, number one, I can be friends with you, but, or if you, we can be friends if you don't meet all of my requirements. We can still be friends, but if you are either a Trump supporter, a Republican, or a MAGA, yeah, we're not compatible. And I don't see why that's such an issue. It's like men get so upset or so repulsed or so like insulted. Oh, this guy, he's just racist. But there are so, if you've been watching my dating nightmare episodes, I've shown you several, but I have so many more from Republican, especially Republican white men, who just act like I'm supposed to be begging for them, even though some of their pictures are of them while they were still in jail or prison, or of them holding up Arsenal, or of them, let's just say it's like, you think we're compatible, but your pictures are proving we are not compatible. And or with my education, I wish I did not have the standard of you must have a degree, a certification, or a trade. I do have that because after dating and breaking up with Mr. No Heart and Mr. Lockakey, because they Mr. Lockakey loved bombed me. But then when he found out I was in the middle of my master's, my MBA, and I was about to finish it, that was a no. He couldn't stand that. It's like it would be to the point where he would be screaming and like just or distracting me or telling me, let's go to a friend's house, let's do this, let's have some fun. Why are you so boring? Why are you blah blah blah? And I'm like, I'm taking a test, a time test. I'm trying to get my second master's. Do you mind? But then Mr. No Heart, he couldn't stand that. And even when the first night when I met his mother, and she said the only reason you went to college or got into college is because you're Black. He didn't have my back. He didn't know then, like, things were formulating, because part of me was just like, yeah, this is not the type of guy. It's like the type of guy who will allow his mother to say such a thing, especially since my ex, her son, who's white, dropped out of college. It's like, and he had a scholarship. He had a scholarship, and he escorted himself out. And so I don't know if it was jealousy, racism, a combination of the two. I have no idea. But then even after I broke up with him, on dating apps, when men would see my education, oh, you got a master's? Why did you waste your money on that? Why'd you do that? So you don't have any kids? So I guess you're smart enough to read books, but you're not smart enough to have babies. So you're selfish. So you're greedy. It's like, so you think you have a plan, but once you get old, you're not going to have any kids. Then you're going to be crying and weeping. So why don't you just come over to my house so I can help you make some babies? It don't take a few minutes. I bet it would. Anyway, so those two things are on, but then also must be willing to adopt and foster. I want to have my own kids, but you know what? Yeah, long story, trauma, medical, like, especially after how the doctors treated me. They said I was lying about why I walked until I could no longer walk. And then it took another year and a half, and I had to spend almost every single dime in my pockets in order to be diagnosed because the doctors, all like from an infant until my 30s, told me I was lazy. I was lazy. I wanted attention. I was making it up. I was lying. Yeah, but I was born with a disability. But then you, like, if I have any complications carrying the baby or anything like that with my disability, I don't, they probably just let me die. I'm telling the truth. They would let me pass away. They would not care. They'd be like, oh, it's a black woman? Heh, whatever. Bye. Whatever. Like, next. They don't care. They don't care. So, because, yeah, they let my mother die of cancer. She talked about her ailments and stuff for years. They ignored her until it was too late. So, like, with a lot of the black women with my in my family, yeah, I'm starting to see a pattern with how the health system treats us. So, yeah, that is on my list for a reason, and especially having investments. I don't even say a minimum. I don't even have an amount of money, but I know Mr. Lockakey and Mr. No Heart always need to borrow money from me. But whenever I needed help from them or something like that, I knew not to ask Mr. Lockakey because I was scared where he got his money or how he got his money. But then with Mr. No Heart, he worked a full-time job, but he never had enough money. Yes, he had kids with child support and things like that, but once you know you have that, it's called you sit your grown tush down, stop having a mantrum, stop complaining, and stop asking your girlfriend for money when you can budget. You just decide not to. You choose other things besides how am I going to take care of my daughters? How am I going to be financially stable? How am I going to have a credit score that is worth something? Yeah, because his credit score was so bad, he needed money from me after his vehicle broke down so he can get a car. Oh, and I'm going to wait until a little bit closer towards Christmas because I can't wait to tell you what this fool was going to do. But with my standards, men like him, like this example, I mean, there's a lot of racists that come across my profile and they write me and I screenshot, so I'm going to show more. But this one, and he's proud of it. He's, yeah. Some Zennials are like, what's that? That was called a house phone. But anyway, when you're writing your novel, working on your goals, researching and things, and then you find out on your cell phone you have a message, and then you on the dating app or whatever. So you open up the dating app and you look, and this is what you see. This is what you see. But then men have the nerve to tell me there's no more racism. Men want to tell me that, oh, we voted for a black president, so you guys need to get over that. We're equal now. It's fair now. So you guys just need to take a step back. And now there's reverse racism. You guys don't realize now you guys are hating on us, even though you guys still only get 1%, or the businesswomen only get 1% of business loans, and they have to try 10 times harder to in order to get what the average Caucasian person gets. Oh, yeah, whatever. Just keep working. Just keep going. We don't care. We're not going to help you. So, but yeah. So it's like I have my standards. I know I do. And some of them are high standards because I was looking so like I dated like the lowest bracket of the men. And it was because many of you know, it's like, what did my mother always tell me? As long as you walk like that, no one's ever going to want you, love you, or marry you. So, yeah, most of my fertile life, I was dating the bottom of the barrel. And then with Mr. No Heart, he was telling me, you're too old to have kids. You don't want to have kids. Kids are a mistake. My kids are a mistake. I wish I didn't have them. It's like I was going to break up with my ex wife, but the day I was going to call her to break up, she told me she was pregnant. So then I was stuck with my daughter. And so, whatever. Like, he has this whole story or whatever. And so it's just to the point where I don't want a baby by a guy who calls them mistakes. I don't want a guy who tells me that I better not have children or I'm too old to have children. I'm tired of dating men who tell me you shouldn't have kids, just take care of mine. You make the money or you have all these goals. So yeah, just continue making the money. And then it's like when my kids need new shoes, you can help out with that. You'll be so proud of that. You should be proud that you're going to be a great stepmom. You should be so proud. Like, no, I'm going to foster and adopt my children. Yes, there's nothing wrong with being a step parent. Nothing wrong. But if you're not going to allow the other person to be a parent, it's like, 'cause I'm realizing he was so selfish. If you listen to the last episode, Mr. No Heart was one of the most selfish men I have ever met in my life. Anything I wanted, anything I needed, no, no. The most he would give me for Christmas was a stuffed dog. Yeah, a like he didn't realize the last Christmas I cried because I was tired of like I'm like stuffed animals. We've been together for 5 or 6 years and a stuffed animal. I cried and I was emotionless because it's like my mom just got into the hospital. This was right before she passed away. Yeah, yeah, and so that like really. So now I'm back on the dating apps. Now I am seeing messages like this. And also there's from one guy he basically wrote, "Oh, so you want money from the government. Yeah, you're black. That sounds about black." I have so many messages. I'm going to put more of them. I'm going to do a part 2 and include his message in there. But yeah, this is my reality. And for some African American women, for black women, this is our reality. It's like we're not allowed to desire like an amazing man. We're not allowed to have standards. We're not allowed to be able, like with our accomplishments, try to find a guy that matches our accomplishments. To guys like this, we will always just be an N word. We will always be the bottom of the barrel. And I think he is so disgusted because I don't want a Republican. He should be thankful. He should be like, why write me if we know we're not compatible? It's like a lot of Republican men wrote me, and then once I say I'm, because that's one reason oh yeah, you must be vaccinated. I had to separate those two because like Republican men would write me, and at first I'm like, oh well, we can chat, but it's like we're not compatible. Then they get mad at me. But then if we talk about the COVID shot, you got vaccinated? You were stupid enough to get vaccinated? Oh, you're dumb. Oh, it's like, yeah, I'm going to see all the effects it makes on you. Yeah, we need to go out to dinner because I need to see like how your skin is changing. I need to see how the shot is affecting you. Oh, yeah, so you're going to be dying in about 6 months. This is what they told me. This is, so it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But People don't believe me when I talk about the messages I get. They say I'm making it up. That's one reason why I'm like, you know what? No, I'll put them all on YouTube. It's going to take me forever because I have so many. And some of them are going to be from like a couple years before, 2 or 3. But I was trying to get my business together, write my children's books, start my podcast. So some of you already know I've been working on my goals, working on my dreams. And so whenever I get the messages, I just screenshot it. Is my phone almost full? Yes, it is. And that's one reason why I'm trying to figure out where I can store all of them. And I think Patreon, it's like I need to go on and figure out Patreon. So I'm going to do that very soon. But yeah, sorry, little tangent because, well, I still can't believe how many of these messages I get. I can't believe how either racist, sexist, ableist of the messages I get on a regular basis. And I even, like, some of these, I post them on the dating app as scarecrows because so I was getting so many of the messages. I'm like, okay, so if I put them on here, at least this will scare off some of the men so that they will be like, oh no, I don't want anybody to know I'm a complete jerk, that I'm an imbecile, that I am atrocious, awful, vile, corrupt, just idiotic, just a bigot. I don't want anybody to know I'm a bigot. No, that's my secret. I'm a bigot online, but I don't want my job or any of my friends or family to know how bigoted I am. No, never that. So, but yeah, I'm not scared to have show and tell, so I'm showing them all. I will show every single one. There was one where I hid his face because he's in the army, but I'm kind of having second thoughts. I think I'm going to show him again and show his face because I'm tired. Like, yeah, you may be in the art, like, and some people don't understand why I try to not date men who have been in the service. I appreciate what they've done for this country. I really do. But the way they treat me, especially how many, like, do you know how many married men in service have tried to, like, date me, or they have taken me out and then I find out they are married? And some of them, they don't even care. They don't apologize to me or her. There's one where I literally had to leave the table. I told him I was going to the restroom. I slid into the restroom, but then I asked the waitress, is there another way out of here so I won't have to walk past the table? And she let me walk out of the kitchen. And so I literally left him then and there. And I remember that night he called me 16 times, at least 16 times. You know, good blank. Oh, he was like, yeah, it's like, I'm looking for someone to sleep with. You were supposed to be that girl. I was supposed to bend you over. It's like, that's all you're going to be good for. You don't even realize, you don't even understand. My wife won't do anything with me anymore. So I needed somebody to, like, yeah, so when people get mad at me when I say that I tried to not date guys I have been through it enough. And also with Mr. No Heart, my ex-boyfriend of 7 years, his family members who have served, the way they came up to, like, when they either went camping or whenever I didn't want to go to his family's house, but then he would gaslight me and tell me, like, in ways that I was the bad guy if I didn't go to his family's house, but then he always refused to go to mine. But whenever it was time for the kids to go watch TV, whatever, or play games, whatever, each of his Republican family members, especially the army ones or the ones who served, would come up to me. Oh, so you're with trans people? Oh, you agree with them? Oh, so you think they should have A, B, and C? Oh, and what do you think about? And they would just, but then they got tired of me. My ex-boyfriend, I remember, he was like, you're not allowed to talk politics with my family anymore because I proved my point. And I remember even with streaming, I would start talking about politics, but the Republicans would be lying and saying so many dumb things that I was just like, prove it. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get this? And there was one guy who I've shown his screenshot before, but he was like, "Oh, you lost, you lost." I'm like, how am I? When you're talking about things Marjorie Taylor Greene says, talking about lasers and talking about like conspiracy theories, talking at you like you're proving why the educational system needs improvement. But it's like I'm literally saying legislation, and then who cares about that? Who cares about it's like, and then when I talk about minimum wage and the history of the minimum wage, who cares about this? And then real estate and the issues within the real estate market and how African Americans they're breaking the record with how many lawsuits because of unfair practices within the real estate market. Who cares? Like, and it's just like, who cares? But yeah, so I don't know. I'm just at a point. Anyway, I tried looking up, like, because he blocked me. As soon as he wrote me, he blocked me. As soon as he wrote me, he blocked me. So I can't see the full message. I can't see the full message. Anyway, I tried looking up, like, because he blocked me. As soon as he wrote me, he blocked me. As soon as he wrote me, he blocked me. So I can't see the full message. I can't see the full message. Anyway, I tried looking up, like, because he blocked me as soon as he wrote, but here is the time and day of when I tried to look at it. I did that to prove that I tried to look at the message and the day and the time. I wrote meet me twice and they never responded. They ignored my messages. I tried to see what was going on. I'm getting tired of the hatred, but it shows you guys the reality of how awful, cruel, and stupid people are being. And this is more reason for me to vote. I already voted, but yeah, it's like I'm so happy and proud to have voted. So for even all the men who tell me voting is pointless, do you know how many men tell me voting is pointless? And how many men told me I'm stupid for voting? And these aren't even just the Trump support, like just these are just some men who some are even apolitical. Oh, you're dumb. You voted. Voting doesn't matter. Politics don't matter. That's stupid. Yeah. Wow. I'm going to be smart enough not to date you, smart enough not to give you any time because my life is too short to waste it with somebody who has the nerve to say that. But you know the drill. This is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea, and don't let any of these peoples slow you down. If you have goals, if you have standards, stick to your standards. If you don't meet that person, love yourself and love yourself enough to enjoy your life in peace. I've had to do that, and I'm excited about all of the things I am creating and doing. And one day I will adopt on my own. On my own. Take care. Goodbye.